He's right. Oh, I was looking at that, 5:30.
Oh. All right, we'll call her good. All right, well, Happy New Year, everyone. All right, we will need to call the meeting to order. Would someone like to read the district mission statement?
I'll do it.
Okay,
Our district will empower learning, energize achievement, and enhance community excellence without excuse.
thank you. All right, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
All right, that is Laura. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
That is Kendra. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 7-0. Item number 4, election of the board chair. All right. Nominations are now in order for the office of board chair. All right. Do we have any nominations for board chair? I nominate Laura Size for board chair. Are there any other nominations for board chair? Are there any nominations for board chair? Are there any other nominations for board chair? Okay. All right. If there are no other nominations for the office of board chair, the chair is the office of the chair is closed. Laura Size is now nominated for board chair and is an acting chair, and may state the following: that she was the only candidate nominated for the office and chair, and I hereby declare Laura Size elected by acclamation and direct the acting clerk to so record in minutes that Laura is now the new board chair. So congratulations, Laura.
Thank you. Guess that
You
means I
have the
take
floor.
over now.
That's it.
All right. Nominations are now in order for the office of vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Tim Johnson for the office of vice chair.
Are there any other nominations for office of vice chair? Are there any further nominations for the office of vice chair? If there are no further nominations, nominations for the office of vice chair are closed. Tim Johnson is the only candidate nominated for the office of vice chair, and I hereby declare him elected by acclamation and direct the acting clerk to so record in the minutes. All right, congratulations, Tim.
Congrats, Tim.
Nominations are now in order for the office of clerk.
I nominate Tim Elke as clerk.
Are there any further nominations for the office of clerk? Are there any further nominations for the office of clerk? If there are no further nominations, nominations for the office of clerk are closed. Tim Elke is the only candidate nominated for the office of the clerk, and I hereby declare him elected by acclamation and direct the acting clerk to so record in the minutes. Congratulations, Tim.
Congrats, Tim.
All right, nominations are now in order for the office of treasurer. Are there any nominations for office of treasurer?
I'll nominate Tim Burke for the office of treasurer.
Are there any further nominations for the office of the treasurer? Are there any further nominations for the office of treasurer? If there are no further nominations, nominations for the office of the treasurer are closed. Tim Burke is the only candidate nominated for the office of the treasurer, and I hereby declare him elected by acclamation and direct the clerk to so record in the minutes. Congratulations, Tim.
Congrats, Tim. No.
Feeling a little left out.
That's what, you're the only non-Tim. Yeah.
All right. All right, so we move on to recognition of visitors and open forum, and nobody has signed up. So, next, the approval of the consent agenda. And as always, we can pull anything out if anybody so chooses. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
That's Tim Johnson. Do we have a second?
So if we want to pull something out, how do we do that?
You just asked.
Can we just ask to pull out the meeting times and dates?
Meeting times
Discuss
and
that a
dates?
little bit? Or can we just discuss it in that?
You can discuss it during the,
This is why I want to do the discussion first.
you,
So, yeah,
but then you would just, we can have a second, have discussion, and then if you want to make changes, then you just amend the motion. That's all.
okay.
So,
So we have to,
so we need a second, I'll second the, to approve under consent agenda.
okay,
Aren't we technically removing that item?
No.
No, not at this point,
so we,
because the motion has already been made for, to approve under consent agenda.
okay. and then
So
have
we
a
can
second.
have a discussion, and then if Kendra wants to pull it out, then she can, but she has to make a motion after.
Okay, so we discuss first, or we have to vote
No,
on
you
the
can, no,
first?
you can discuss.
Okay.
So we
any-
seconded it, so
Yep.
you've seconded it.
So now
Okay,
now we
have a
discuss.
Okay, so any discussion then?
No.
Are we set, I mean, are we pretty set for 5:30 on Monday nights? Because I'll be honest, I'm missing a ton of my kids' stuff with it being at 5:30. So I don't know if we, I know before we used to have it at 7. I mean, is there, anybody have any recommendations of time change?
I know.
The reason we used to we moved it from 7 is because it ended up running into the school plays, concerts. And then in the spring, you run into the baseball track, and so that's why we moved it up to
Correct.
5:30, so that people could kind of, it's, I don't know if we're gonna ever find a good date.
Time.
Back about 7, 8 years ago, we didn't have a lot of stuff on Monday night as far as athletics, but now it seems like there's more, especially during the winter, more stuff. I don't know if there's a better time or not.
Well, I'm in complete agreement. And it seemed like when it was at 7 o'clock, we were missing everything. You know, 5:30, especially varsity sports, you can make it to the games and whatnot, because you're usually out. I know, Katie, prior to, you were talking about mornings, which, yeah, that would be convenient for all of us to probably do it in the mornings, because a lot of our special meetings are in the mornings. But if our study sessions or our board meetings ever last longer, then that affects us. And then two, is it making it convenient for anybody else that comes to the board meeting? But my personal opinion, Kendra, is that it seemed like when it was 7 o'clock, we were missing more events than we
Can
were
we
at
even
that
like
5.
push it to 6? Which, I mean, varsity stuff would be done, I mean, we'd be done by 7 o'clock. I mean, most meetings don't last. But, I mean, if the consensus is to stick at 5:30, then we stick with 5:30. I just thought I'd bring it up and have a discussion, but it sounds like maybe there was some discussion already, so.
I'm
Well,
flexible.
No, we didn't, we just,
I just was curious.
Oh,
yeah,
fine.
that,
If anyone.
we
thinks
really
it's
didn't have a
nice.
discussion at all. It was, I didn't know we were gonna talk, about you just mentioned in the morning, that's all.
Do we want to consider mornings?
I think that's not convenient. I mean, it's convenient for us, but I don't think it's convenient for the public if they ever wanna come. And what happens if our board meetings do last 2 hours, or we have a public speaker, or those things? Then what do you do? Because at that time, you gotta have, the kids start coming into class, into the school, and here we sit, having a board meeting.
Yeah, it would depend on how early we do it, I guess.
I didn't think I'd like the 5:30, but personally, I like 5:30. But that's just me. And honestly, if it's 6, I don't care either. I don't, but,
Yeah, I don't really see it much of a difference. I know 6, then you run into some varsity stuff if it's not a home event. Again, for most people here, I don't know if too many people have varsity athletes, but I have one, obviously, and so I don't know. I'm missing one or the other, no matter what, so.
spring sports are always gonna be different,
Yeah.
you know, because track starts at 4, right?
So they're earlier.
baseball starts at 4.
So going later actually would be beneficial for track and baseball.
Softball is 4, I suppose, in the spring, but then in the winter and fall, I mean, winter and fall, yeah, then they're. But the,
Could
yeah.
you
Just gonna
adjust
throw it
based
up.
off the seasons?
That's what I was just gonna say. Can we adjust it as we,
As long as there's not
Quarterly,
public
maybe?
notice.
yeah.
I would say it'd be best if we could clarify the times right now and say for March, April, and May, we want to have a 7 o'clock start. And then for the other months, it's 5:30 or whatever times or whatever seasons you want to change. It'd be best if we put that on our,
Just have to
get
be
it on
aware
the
of the
calendar.
spring concerts and stuff too, so.
I think when you have
But
7
even if you
people,
did
it's gonna be tough.
6 o'clock,
Yeah.
usually our meetings are within an hour, that still gives enough time for all that.
I mean, I don't have a problem if we, if we wanna move it back to 6 o'clock and try that and see how it goes. I don't really like the idea of alternating every like 3-4 months based on that, because it's hard enough to remember, even with stuff being sent out to you, that you have a meeting because you get busy, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's 5:30, nope, wait, it's 6 o'clock, nope, it's 7 o'clock.
Or
But that's just my opinion. I have no problem moving it back to 6.
it,
That's me.
I agree, the fluctuate, it's kinda like when we used to do different locations, that got to be confusing, where are we at, are we in
Oh,
Pemberton,
yeah.
we in Waldorf, we in Janesville, and we kinda did that, but,
Yep.
I mean, honestly, I don't care, 5:36, for me, coming into town, at 5 o'clock or in that, but I don't care, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So-
I'm flexible. I mean, it works for me to get done sooner, but I'm flexible starting at 6 if we need to.
So, what you can do is vote, right? And if it fails under consent agenda, then another motion would just be, you could do it that way too.
Okay, so we
So
vote on the whole consent agenda.
Instead of saying, amending the motion, you could just vote on the motion, that's present, which would be the 5:30 time.
So make the amendment?
Yeah,
Okay,
because then you're
It's
saying, you're assuming that's the reason why we voted no to pull it. But-
It would be the reason why.
Not
Well, not
not
necessarily, there's
necessarily.
other stuff on there.
Other
I could
people, yeah.
be voting no.
Gotcha,
voting for
understand,
something
yep,
else,
you're
yeah.
correct, I'm following.
so are you
So I'd
making a
like to
motion?
make a motion to make an amendment to
To-
number 12, letter A,
To remove,
to remove.
Okay. So, so we're just removing that one for now then?
Correct.
And we have to second the amendment then?
yeah, we have
Right,
to
okay.
second it.
So do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, so now the motion is to approve the consent agenda with the removal of,
Letter
is it 12A
12.
or 9A?
12A.
I must
It's
not have an
12.
updated one on here.
Yeah, mine says 9.
Mine says 9.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
Um,
I just opened it up and,
I might have to close it and reopen it,
Nope.
so it's 12A.
is it 12 or is it?
Oh, if you're looking at the minutes, I'm messing around in minutes, you should look at the agenda.
I'm on the agenda.
Okay.
Mine says
I didn't
9A.
touch the agenda.
So 9A.
Okay, so it is 9A, okay, I
Yep.
thought so, okay.
Oh, this is agenda.
Okay, so the motion is to approve the consent agenda under 9A with the, under 9 with the removal of A.
Yep,
And we have a second, all in favor?
discussion.
Oh, we have to discuss first, again, okay. Any further discussion?
I want to make 2 points. We've hired a special education teacher and the personnel staff changes, and also extremely excited about the new position of community ed director and grant writer with Andrea Kronbach, who's starting later in January, and looking forward to working with her as well.
Okay. Was there any other discussion that anybody wanted to talk about anything? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 7-0. All right, so now we've removed, so does that move it to,
Now you,
do we have to put
Now
a
you
number
need
to
to-
it? Maybe not. Okay, so 9A,
yeah. Need to,
we need a motion for what you want, right?
So moved.
What are you motioning?
it
To
would,
keep it the same,
Oh.
or,
you, if
Well,
you, if
yeah,
you
we
so
have
move,
to-
it's
oh.
gonna be the 5:30
yeah,
time.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to change our meeting time from 5:30 to 6 PM on the Mondays each month.
Well, n-
right?
Mhm.
No?
are we doing Mondays every month?
Oh,
On our
Well-
regular meetings and study sessions, yeah.
there is a Tuesday date in there, so
Oh.
that's where he's
That's
going.
what, I would
yeah.
just state regular meeting, both study
Regular
sessions.
meetings and study sessions?
No,
Okay.
not do the Monday.
Mhm.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. All right, motion carries 7-0. All right. Old business, there isn't any, so we'll move on to number 11, new business. 11A is a resolution directing the superintendent to make recommendations for adjustments in curriculum, programs, and staff for the following school year. So this would be a roll call, but we still do a motion,
Mhm.
right?
Correct.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to direct the superintendent to make recommendations for adjustments in curriculum, programs, and staff for the following school year.
Okay, that's Kelly Heitkamp. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
It's Tim Johnson. All right, any discussion? Okay, I guess this is roll call, so Wendy?
Johnson,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Heitkamp,
Yes.
Cahill. Yes. Elke,
Yes.
Size,
Yes.
Burke.
Yes.
Okay. 11B, set the organizational structure. So we have these committees, and listed on here are the members from 2019. I suppose I don't know how best we want to do this. Are there any changes maybe that anybody wants to the current membership? That anybody feels, of the committees that we currently have? We'll talk about policy and student success.
Well,
next.
certified and non-certified will not be meeting this year. Because we've negotiated the contracts last year.
Right. So we're okay just leaving those as they are right now?
Yeah.
No
They're
issues with that?
basically meet and confer.
Okay. Buildings and grounds? Any changes to that anybody have a real strong feeling that they want to be on or off, or?
If somebody wants to go on, I can step off. If somebody wants to go on that committee, that's fine with me. If not, I'm fine staying on it also.
Well, you have some construction, background, I'd say. I think consistency is always good on the building and grounds committee. You guys have known rolling through unless there's someone else, so.
Yeah, I'm fine staying on it. All right, Finance Committee. We probably should have Tim Burke on there now, that he's our treasurer. Sorry. Are you okay with that, Tim?
Well, yeah, I suppose if I have to.
Our first meeting is tonight after this.
What? Starting next week?
We only meet we don't meet
Three-
every.
No, it's 3 times.
Yeah, it's only 3 times, so it's not that bad. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Are you wanting to stay on, or?
It doesn't really matter.
Kelly, or, I'm
I-
thinking just 3 probably,
Yep.
right? So,
Well, Johnson, I wouldn't mind staying on, to be honest with you, and Johnson, I see you're on the activities one, so.
Right. Take me off.
you're okay being off of it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can go home
yeah,
tonight.
there you go.
Thanks,
Okay.
Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Activities committee? Any changes to that anybody wants to make? Okay, I say we come back to policy and student success. Meet and confer, that's the one that
No
we
one.
don't ever really.
If anybody wants
Yeah,
to take it, you can
you
have
should
it.
probably, shouldn't make any changes there.
You're okay keeping that, huh? Okay,
The last time met, let's say, 10 years ago,
yeah.
minimum. Oh, longer,
Maybe done by
longer.
then.
Tim is on like 4 of these though. As of now.
What are we adding to policy?
I mean, we don't have to
Yeah.
do anything
Success and
for
everything?
certifieds, but he is on 4 of them.
Well, that one doesn't meet, so I mean,
I'm fine to remove myself
Well,
from
unless
something
you
else.
wanna take that spot and,
I'm not mentioning it because I wanna take it.
well, I just mean
didn't
the
know-
swap
I-
from the,
I would just leave them, to be honest with you. I mean,
okay.
it's like,
Uh,
yeah.
I mean, it's up to
Fine.
you two,
Oh, I'm fine.
Tim and Kendra.
Doesn't matter.
We're good.
Tim,
All right, well, we could also add you too, Tim, if you.
No, I
if
wasn't
you wanna
asking
be
because
part
I
of
wanted
that.
to. I was
Okay.
just mentioning.
Well, are
I
we
thought he
adding to
was hogging up the
policy, are we
committees.
adding to policy and
We-
student
we
success?
will. I
So
just
then
want-
it'll probably even out in the long run. yes.
Yeah, yeah. The MSHSL representative, Tim, are you okay still being that, or did you want off of that, or?
It's really a strenuous committee, so if somebody else would like it,
You're the-
otherwise I'll stay
You're
on
the perfect
it.
person for it then.
Good fit.
And is that one, do we want more, or is it best to just have one?
One.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's go to policy then. That you're anticipating meeting, 30 minutes before or after board meetings to discuss new policies in general, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I think,
Yeah, and I think early on when MSBA comes out with their policy recommendations, a lot of it is at the July, August, September timeframe, so it might be more too early on and not so much throughout the year, but.
okay, so I'll,
I think board chair should be on there in that.
yeah,
For me, I would like to be on the student success committee, so. I know we're not there, I'm just saying.
well, we can
There.
talk about either, if there's any,
I have an interest in student success too, if there's room on that one.
I as well.
anyone else interested? I mean, I know we have the 3 now,
Yeah.
I didn't wanna exclude anybody that,
I would have been, but you have 3, so that's fine.
you're okay with that?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, anybody else wanna join
Should
me
have
on
spoke to
policies?
I think Kendra said she wanted to
I'm
be
on too many
policy.
already.
I do that one. I mean, that one.
I'll do the policy if you want.
Did you say 2?
Unless-
Is that what you said? I didn't
Is that
hear.
okay? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
If I
No.
don't need to do both then, if someone else would rather do the student success, I guess.
Well, Tim, did you want to be on the student success, or, I mean, how many is everybody on?
Yeah,
We
good
just have
question.
buildings and grounds.
Oh, is that
I
all
mean,
you
right
are?
now that meets.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, since the
I
other one
didn't,
isn't.
I don't know how many everybody's on, so.
Oh, and 2.
Yeah, the non-certified's not meeting, so. But
Okay.
Well, I mean, I can always go up buildings
You
and
need-
grounds if you wanna be on that one.
You're already on. I'll go off.
Doesn't matter. You need more for policies, though.
Do you want
We need-
activities?
Well, it's myself and Tim
Oh.
Elke right now, and I didn't know
I-
if
Oh.
Katie
Works.
wanted to be on policy or not, or
I don't
It's-
have to be,
it's up to you if you want to.
but if you're looking for somebody, still.
Do you want 3, do you think?
2 is fine, 3 is fine as well, either way is
Either
good.
way. I know you guys want more
Doesn't
meetings.
matter. Sounds like Katie wants it.
Okay.
Well,
Make a
we can-
decision, people.
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever. Whatever you
We
have.
can do two as well, it doesn't matter, so.
I don't have to be on it. It sounds like Katie wants to be on it,
Sure.
or not.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Sure.
Or were you looking for one or the other?
The student success sounded interesting, but I'm fine with
Do you wanna do both, though? Are you okay with both?
Sure.
If not, put me on policy, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What would you prefer? Do you wanna be on both, or just one?
Take your pick. Or both.
Cause you have how many? Right now you
I
have,
think I only have two.
you have two. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fine. Student success sounds good, if you wanna do policy.
Okay, so Johnson will be policy? Okay, all right. All right, so do we need to make a motion on all this?
I think you're, but
or-
I do wanna just make sure, so the student success one aligns with our school board policy, and I believe with state statute as well. And because we have to have community members and staff members, I think our first meeting's at the end of January, date has not been set, or early February. Those will likely be in the mornings, my guess is, when staff are available, like from 7:30 to 8:15, when we get staff. So,
Okay, and three's enough, I mean, you
Mhm.
didn't want
Nope,
less
that's
or more
perfect.
than that?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so, I suppose we have to, do we make a motion on this one, or do we not? Do you know? Do we have to approve this, or is it?
Yeah,
do we
you should
just set
approve
it?
it.
Okay.
There should be you should make
Okay.
a motion to approve the committees.
Okay, so do we have a motion to approve the committee structure as stated?
I will make a motion to approve the
Do we have
committees
a,
as stated.
sorry, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in, oh, any discussion?
Forever hold your peace.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, say nay. Motion carries 7-0. All right, our upcoming meetings, January 13th is the regular meeting followed by Buildings and Grounds.
Now, just to make sure I'm clear on this, that meeting, January 13th, is gonna be at 6 then, right?
school board meeting
Is
Yeah,
that
is at 6,
the regular meeting, yeah,
and then buildings and grounds will
Yep.
follow it, yep.
okay.
So that could be at 7 then.
Yeah, no, I'm just,
Potentially,
yeah, the regular meeting, I just wanna make sure that
It's
we're
at
starting
6.
that right
Yep.
away here.
Will we
Okay.
get new reminders sent
Yep,
out then?
after, I was
Yep.
waiting for this meeting, I'll send out calendar invites.
Yep,
Mhm.
okay. And then January, we have a Student Success Committee meeting. February 18th is our, or no, did you put on a study session for
I did,
February?
yep.
So that's a different, that should be
February 3rd.
February 3rd.
Yep.
then. Okay. And then February 18th, the regular meeting. And our meeting is adjourned at 5:57.